remember many years ago a colleague of mine saying the problem with calling little girls bossy is that people only call little girls bossy. And I remember thinking, that's not true, is it? Turns out, from my observations anyway, I think it is true. Alarming, isn't it? Welcome to Miss Julie's Montessori Minutes. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Miss Julie, here today to talk about this phenomenon I've experienced of calling little girls bossy. And you might say, well, it's because little girls are bossy. And I would argue it's not just little girls that are bossy, but they do get called that more. And here is what I think is going on. So about the age of 2.5, little girls and little boys has become fully developed. They get that they are a completely separate person than you, and that's really started back at 9 months. Now they also have this fully developed will. They have more language, and little girls in general tend to be a little bit more articulate. Also at 2.5, for girls and boys, the imagination has really been completely activated and they are beginning to be able to abstract more. And part of that is being able to very well imagine alternative realities, how things can be improved, how things can be made better. The nonverbal child has an explosion of language beginning at about age 2, and so they're going to point out all the things that they know that they haven't been able to point out before the age of 2, and they just get better and better at doing so. Also, at this age, they've had quite a bit of experience at being bossed around themselves. Some studies have shown that the typical preschooler, about 80% of what they hear is a direct command or order. So they've been on the receiving end of this quite a bit, and now they might start to dish this out a little bit. So all of these factors contribute to little girls being called bossy. And it's just not fair, because a lot of what I just described are actual good things that we want developing, right? We want the child to have a strong sense of self. We want the child to know right from wrong. We want the child to know how things ought to be. It's just not as much fun when we're on the receiving end of it, or when we observe little girls bossing their friends or younger siblings or older siblings around. So what's missing at this age is a firm grasp of all the nuances of grace and courtesy, of how in the culture that the child is living in to point out when things aren't as they should be, or when other people aren't behaving appropriately. When is it appropriate for a child to point those things out, and when is it not? Who should they be pointing that out to, and who should they not? And what words should be said when we're pointing things out, and what words shouldn't be said? And all of that piece is part of the culture, right? It's their job to become a person of their time and place, and it's our job to show them how to do that with grace and courtesy, good manners. So we need to model, we need to offer alternative language so that the child can still express their free will, can still help improve the world, and we need to help them do that without making them feel ashamed, without calling them bossy. And maybe you're not calling your little girl or little boy bossy, but maybe other people are calling them bossy, and we need to be ready to offer other words. So here are just a few ideas of words we can use to describe little girls and little boys besides bossy. And please, in the comments, if I've missed some, and I'm sure I will, please do share your favorite words to describe little girls and boys beyond that word bossy. Authoritative, assertive, confident, decisive, self-assured, rich in opinions, charismatic, a leader, influential, passionate, zealous, Earnest. Okay, there's a starter list for you. Again, let me know your favorites in the comments below, and let's help our daughters and our sons retain those strong leadership skills, nurture that sense of justice that's just beginning to bud and will really blossom in the second plane of development when our sons and daughters are 6 and up. So that's something to look forward to. All right, thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. It helps other parents to find the video. It really does. And if you'd like to see more videos, here are some to watch. And you could also click subscribe. All right, take care.